Hello, once again, everyone. I'm your host, Ray Shasho, and welcome to another edition of Interviewing the Legends, brought to you by the Rockstar Chronicles, Series 1, my book, featuring over 45 intimate conversations with the greatest music legends the world will ever know. And it's available now at bookbaby.com and amazon.com. The highly anticipated debut album from Riot Act. The band, initially formed by former classic era Riot members Rick Ventura and Lou Kouvaris, is previewed with their Wanted. The full-length album is available now and is sure to please fans of the early 80s era of Riot. The album will also come with a 12-track bonus CD of classic Riot tracks, Recut. These recordings feature the final ever recordings of Lou Kouvaris, who tragically passed away of COVID-19 in early 2020. Riot Act performed at the Heavy Metal Hall of Fame in 2020, while Rick and Lou were inducted as Riot members in 2018. Please welcome the brilliant guitarist from Riot Act, Rick Ventura, to Interviewing the Legends. Hello, Rick.
Hi, Ray. How are you?
How's it going, man? I am so sorry about Lou.
Yeah.
Did he have did he have the vaccinations? That's one thing I was going to ask about.
They weren't out yet.
Oh, wow.
The very beginning was March 2020. So it had just started about a month ago. You know, we got word of COVID spreading, and yeah, unfortunately, it happened just so fast. At the end of March, just within the matter of within a month, it was just really tragic.
Yeah, he got the full impact of COVID when it was really,
Yeah.
on the rise, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, my aunt and my dad unfortunately died of COVID. My dad was 97, and he just couldn't shake it. But it was recent, so but he had all the shots and everything. He just couldn't shake it, though. In and out of the hospital, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I remember talking to Lou while he was in the hospital, and that's what he was saying. He couldn't shake it. He goes, "This is really rough for."
Yeah, that's terrible, man. I'm so sorry about that. Let's talk about the new album first of all, "Closer to the Flame," which I love. By the way, I gave it 5 stars.
Great, thank you so much. Thanks.
Riot Act. This is my opinion. Riot Act is simply a kick-ass rock band, and that's what all your followers are saying right now.
That's great.
On YouTube.
That's all we are.
You guys are incredible. Very tight band. The engineering was awesome. Produced well. I can't say enough about this album. It's rock and roll at its finest. A lot of people say you're heavy metal, but I just see hard rock.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. I mean, that's what some touches on it. I mean, there's so many subcategories of metal, But
right.
I mean, Riot was originally a hard rock band, and Riot Act is just the style of music I like to write and play.
It's so cool. I played "Closer to the Flame," the official video, and right after that song, Zeppelin 2 album and "Whole Lot of Love" played, and they meshed so well together. I couldn't believe it.
That's great.
Great tune, man.
Great song to follow up. That's really cool. Good to hear.
The band looks cool too. Your bass player is really neat. He's really good, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just beyond description. Yeah, very talented player, just creative, and yeah, it's a pleasure working with him. Well,
who's the girl on the video, on the "Closer to Flame" video?
Oh, it's just a figure, a flame figure, really.
Right.
No one in particular, that we didn't douse anyone with gasoline and light them.
Well, Closer to the Flame, that's one of my favorite tunes. It's an official video right now on YouTube. Um, I'm just going to mention some of the songs on the album. Straight for Your Heart, which is a very catchy tune, very cool lyrics. Really enjoyed that. Now, who wrote most of the music?
The music is basically me.
Okay.
Don does the lyrics and vocals, and everyone all contributes parts.
Wanted is another official video. You know, like I said, all your YouTube viewers, their answer for this song is "kick ass," and it's a perfect description. It's old school Riot, you know, in my opinion. We can't get enough of this kind of music nowadays. You know, there's no really good rock bands, new rock bands, or new material out there. You know,
right? Very few.
So I'm glad you guys put this album out. Smoking Gun, another cool tune. I love the riff. Love the riff on that tune.
Cool.
Another official video you got, Stand or Fall, and with another hot chick. I had a question on that video. What's with the holes in the cymbals? Is that?
Oh, Claudio likes to experiment with different cymbals, and that's just a unique sounding cymbal. I'll interview him on that one.
Yeah. Is that it?
When we play, I always go over there and I drop my pick through the hole. You know?
Is that a new technique for drummers, or is that his technique, I guess?
Well, no, yeah, I mean, he purchased it like that. I don't
think
he
did
that. I think it's just, you know, I guess cymbal makers are always experimenting with different materials and different techniques, I guess, and it just has a unique sound.
Plus, it looks cool.
Maybe that's cool. Maybe it's just that.
You know what? Don is an incredible vocalist, man.
Yes, he is.
He kicks ass too, and his styles are a lot like Guy, aren't they?
Yeah, it's, you know, I guess it's his timbre seems to be on the same page as Guy. It just happens to be, you know. And when we found Don, he wasn't really too aware of Riot. He had heard, you know, the name. I think he just heard Swords of Tequila. And the more he got into the music, and he just, those really good songs. He really got into it and really respected Guy. And so he really captures his essence, but, you know, he's his own man, you know, and he does a killer job on the new tunes.
You know, some of the songs resemble a little bit of Chris Cornell. You know, Chris Cornell had that kind of range as well, didn't he?
Cornell, yeah, he was great.
Yeah, incredible. I mean, like I said, the whole band looks awesome. You know, you guys are, you know, you're a good-looking band. You know?
Really?
You're not a bunch of slobs either. You know, you kind of, you know, he dresses kind of dapper, you know, which is really, really cool.
Oh, thanks.
Love the band. A couple other tunes. Angelina, is that about anybody special, or?
You have to ask Don about that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of his favorites and one of my favorites too. Yeah, it could be about someone in his past. It's possible.
Because, you know, Angelina is not your everyday common name.
Right.
You know, it reminds me of, you know, Robin Trower and Alethea, which is not a common name either.
True,
you know?
True. Yeah, makes it stand out, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
For all those girls out there named Angelina.
Not too many of them. Right Between the Eyes, very cool title. Right, remind me a little of Dio, you know?
Yeah. You know, that title, I had that title in my head for just a while. I just gave it to Don, and he did everything else with it.
Right.
But I don't know where that came from. I gave him the music, and I said, I just have this Right Between the Eyes, you know, take it away, you know. He did a great job on it. Everybody plays their ass off on it, so it's pretty cool.
And of course, Rock, Love, and Roll, which is a very traditional classic rock favorite. That's an anthem, man. That's a rock anthem, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's he might have had that concept in his head, possibly. I really don't know when he wrote that. Yeah,
Uh,
it's possible.
Great tune. And of course, you got the bonus CD, which
Right.
you redo all the old classics. What was that like? Redoing all the classics with
Oh wow.
the new band.
Yeah, that was really. It just brought me back to those early sessions with Riot because um, I was in the control room. Don was doing his vocals, and he would say, he'd run through a song, and he'd say, "How's that, Rick? Did I?" And I would just go, "Oh my God, it's like I'm listening and watching Guy." It was just,
Exactly.
it was freaky. It really was. I mean, he just captured the whole essence of him. He wanted to, we didn't want to change things up much. We wanted to keep true because fans love those tunes, and you really don't want to mess with them. Some of the guitar solos are different, but vocally, he stayed true to God.
It's like you say, it's amazing that he did not know any of those songs before, and he nailed it.
Yeah, I know. That's what's so strange. And when when we started playing him and he was listening to them, he was like, "Wow, really good song. I really like this stuff." He really got into it.
Incredible, man. I don't know how he did it, and to learn all the lyrics and just the style,
Yeah, he's
of Guy
a
style.
talented guy. Yeah.
Love, I always have a favorite from the old days. Of course, I always liked Rock City.
Mm.
Always liked 49er.
Yeah.
No Lies always reminded me. That's definitely a Black Sabbath riff.
Oh, really?
Sounds like Paranoid in a way. The intro anyway. Awesome guitar. Awesome guitar. You're a great guitar player. In the original band, though, didn't you play? Did you play mainly rhythm?
I did both. I mean, Mark
Okay.
was the lead, but we both did twin leads. There's just songs that I play leads on, and songs of Mark. Most of my tunes I play leads on, but I played leads on some other tunes and the harmonies with him. It was that type of thing. Yeah.
You're an excellent guitar player, man, and you really shine on this album.
Oh,
You really do, man. Altar of the King, another favorite from the old days. Um, Warrior, great intro, man. Tokyo Rose, of course. Swords and Tequila. I mean, these are all classics.
Mm.
You guys got a tour, but not in the States. So I just want to mention that real quick. You got, let me pull up your tour schedule here real quick. You've got, this is your first European tour in a long time, right?
Oh yeah, quite a long time. The end of August.
Right.
Yeah,
August 22nd. Wolverhampton. That's where it begins, I guess. Newcastle, Edinburgh. You're going to be in Spain, which is cool.
Yep.
Portugal. In Barcelona. Wow. What about the U.S., man?
Well, that's happening the following month, actually, September into October.
Ah,
We'll be touring the States.
really? How many dates?
Down near you. I think
Really?
so. I think we'll be everywhere. I think it's going to be, wow. We're probably playing, I think, almost every night, or give or take. Yeah, it's pretty grueling schedule. Yeah.
When is that schedule going to come out? Because I didn't see it on your website.
Yeah, it's probably going to come out in about a week or so.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll update that. We're just everything's getting finalized, but that should happen.
Do you know if some of the dates are in Florida?
I think so.
Yeah, you guys would be great here in Florida for sure.
Yeah, I remember in the Riot days playing in Florida. Always had some great shows.
Yeah, and the weather's nice too.
Yes, of course.
I know you always get asked this question, but you guys had a lot of ups and downs in the past, and it's a shame because everybody says the band was definitely headed for the big time.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. I mean, as close as you could possibly get.
Yeah, I mean,
and just some unfortunate circumstances. The band struggled, to get to the level of Fire Down Under, and toured a lot. I mean, played with so many great bands, opening for AC/DC, Rainbow, Sammy Hagar, Rush, yeah, Sabbath. I mean, so many bands, and at the height of it, during the Fire Down Under, touring with Rush, and that's when our singer had left the band, and so that's, you know, the first major obstacle that we had. So, yeah, we were about to break big, actually. You know, just, yeah, it's right, has had its share of bad luck.
And then tragedy struck again with
That
the new
too,
band.
you know, yeah, with the, you know, years later, Guy passed away, Red passed away,
Unbelievable.
passed away, and then at the start of this project, we were all excited, and Lou and I were so thrilled to be playing together after so many years, and then he passed away. It was like, I just couldn't believe it. It was just, I was just in shock. It was just like, I can't believe this is happening again. It's just like, you know, you felt like maybe this was never meant to be, you know, that goes through your head. But
Right.
We came around and just put our heads together and came up with Closer to the Flame.
I think the timing is right. You know, I mean, people are starving for music. Concerts are selling out left and right. You know, I think this is going to be right for you.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. You know, we you know, can't wait to play. I'm sure audiences, I mean, music fans want to go hear music. You know, they're dying to go out and hear a band. So it's going to be great on both sides.
Oh, definitely. You a lot of the '90s bands. You know, I always reference my kids because they grew up with those bands, and I just took my son to see Godsmack. It was like a little festival going on,
Mm.
but you know, when I see those guys in concert, you know, and I've been around a long time,
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing like the rock days, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
our generation. Their live performances are just so loud. You know, you just can't hear the instruments. You can't hear the vocals. There was one band there at this festival. I walked out, man. I just went in the lobby and walked around. I said, all I hear is, you know, bass. I don't hear anything.
Well, that's the trend, it seems. I was talking
Yeah.
about that with a friend of mine. It's just that, you know, the low end, the booming low end, it's like that's takes precedent over everything, it seems. It's
There's no
just,
talent, you know? There's no
yeah,
talent there.
you know, I don't know if who do you blame? Do you blame the band or the sound man, or just the overall, maybe people just want to feel it pumping, you know, and that's,
Right.
you wonder if that's taken over. Then you're watching visuals of, you know, I mean, I remember as a kid going to see the Who, and I was like, the thrill was watching Pete Townsend jump and swing his arm and Daltrey his microphone and Moon act like a crazy nut. Like you couldn't keep, you would, one eye would go on Townsend, then Daltrey, then Moon, then it was just, watch his fingers, you know. It was just like, it was entertaining just to watch the musicianship and the performance. So those are
But
days.
they played loud, but you could hear every instrument.
Yeah, right. They play
know?
loud, right? Yeah. It's just, I think it's just a trend, even in recordings, and you know, it's, you know, if I put on something, it's like, wow, listen, the low end is just like extreme here, you know.
Mhm.
That's just a trend.
Well, you want the live concert to sound as much like the album. And that's why Pink Floyd was so great. Pink Floyd would come out and play the whole album, you know.
Oh, yeah, they were definitely right. They were really, their sound was always great,
And it sounded like the album.
yeah, they were very critical about their sound.
Yeah, it
So,
sounded like you
well,
had headphones on, you know, at the concert. You know,
right,
you
right.
guys are going to be like that. I can tell all these songs. I mean, these songs are made for live performances.
Yeah. When we rehearsing, get them together, so you sort of kind of write to how you want to perform. Basically, it's you know, there's something about hitting a chord and having it ring out, and it just gives you more flexibility on stage, I guess, to move around sometimes, you know. That's what I know. When I was in Riot, it was always about the live performance and the energy of the band coming across. So I guess it just comes through with Riot Acts, and we all love to play live. So I think the album captures the essence of that.
It's going to be an incredible live performance, man. I'll be there. If you come to Florida, I'll definitely be there for sure.
Wait.
I'll cover the show.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, definitely cover the show.
All right, great.
Yeah, man. Who are some of your biggest influences growing up as a kid?
As a real kid, probably the Beatles were my first. As a real kid, because when I was 6 or 7, my mom took me to see A Hard Day's Night in a movie theater.
Yep.
Hard Day's Night, and I just remember being just, you know, I always went to the movies, but I never went to a movie where everybody was just screaming. It was just screaming through the whole movie, and just you know, watching these guys just play. But I didn't pick up a guitar after that. You know, it wasn't until years later when I had some older friends turn me on to bands like Cream and Jimi Hendrix Experience, and then I started getting into, you know, the guitar players at that time. And I remember a friend of mine gave me Led Zeppelin 1. I remember bringing it home and putting on my parents' console stereo, one of these huge consoles with the TV and the stereo, and it was tubes in it and 12-inch woofers, and it was. I remember putting that on and going, "Oh my God, it just blew me away. The sound, first of all, the sonic of it, because nothing ever sounded like that, and I think it's, oh my God, this is the greatest thing on earth. You know, I want to play guitar. You know, that, you know, really set the stage, I guess. But
one thing about Zeppelin, go ahead, finish.
No, I'm just saying, guys like I loved Clapton in the early days. I loved Page. I loved Hendrix. I loved Richie Blackmore, another one of my idols. There's so many great players. Ronnie Montrose, listened to Johnny Winter, Rick Derringer. I mean, there's so many just great players out there.
Yeah, I loved Ronnie. I got to be with him.
Oh yeah,
last tour, him and his wife, and he was playing in Clearwater, and we covered the show, and we were backstage with him. And then after the tour was over, of course, he died.
Yeah. I saw him in New York. I mean, Riot was heavily influenced by Montrose.
Yeah,
they
were great band.
Yep,
he was a great guitar player.
Yep.
What was your first concert that you ever went to?
It was Grand Funk Railroad at Madison Square Garden. I think it was 71.
Ooh, a long time ago.
Yeah. And somehow, I mean, I was really young, but I wound up getting into these concerts. Just, you know, a bunch of friends, we just got together and said, "Hey, we're going to a concert," and my parents were nice enough to let me go.
Yeah. Me too. I was allowed to go to all the concerts with my friends at an early age too. Yeah. One of the early power trios, right? Besides Hendrix, was Grand Funk Railroad.
Yeah, Grand Funk, sure.
Yeah. I get Mark on the show from time to time.
Oh yeah?
I call him Brother Mark, and he calls me Brother Ray. He's such a cool guy. I love Mark.
He seems very cool.
He's very cool. Yeah.
Good band.
How about your interests outside of music?
I get interested in a lot of different things. I mean, I used to draw when I was younger.
Yeah.
Before I took up guitar, and that just went by the wayside after. But when I took up guitar, but I'm always, you know, around the house. I mean, typical guy, you know, doing household things and projects, and I get into everything. You know, I'm always doing something.
Right.
You know, whether it's tinkering with guitars, I set up guitars for my friends. I do things like that. I'm always tinkering with amplifiers and stuff. And yeah, I just can't sit still, to tell you the truth. You know,
Do you create your own sound? Like, I don't know, like Trower puts together all the, sound effects and pedals and things. And
yeah, you know, I mean, yeah, I play around. I really never used much, many pedals really. Like in
Mhm.
Riot days, I mean, even to the very end of Riot, I think I just had
Really?
one pedal, and if, when we started the Riot Act project, I think I ventured into two pedals. And it was like, oh, you know, and, and then there was possibly three, but I remember, band members would go, "You're the only guitar player that doesn't have a pedal board." And then I bought a pedal board, you know, and I was putting together pedals, and it was just like constantly putting a pedal on, then taking it off, trying to find, the right chain of effects, and it's, it's just something. I was just into the sound of guitar straight into an amp. I always loved that pure sound. But
Exactly.
I do have to say I
Yeah.
have, just a few effect pedals. You know, I don't like to alter the tone of the guitar. I like, if you hear, like when Richie Blackmore was playing, you can obviously tell it's a Stratocaster. You hear a Les Paul. It sounds like a Les Paul, a Telecaster. I like the guitar. When you hear it, you go, I think he's using a Telecaster on that, So that's what I like, to have the guitar's character come through.
Amen. Amen to that. I play some guitar too.
Oh,
Uh, I think it's interesting. You go on YouTube, you see what appears to be some great players, but the effects they have on their guitar, I mean, anything's going to sound good, which, like you said, takes away from their ability, their true ability, you know? And I believe that. I think, if you can play acoustic really well, or you can play pure electric guitar the natural way, that's when you got a really good player, I think. Because some of those effects take away from their real ability. Do you agree with that?
well, yeah. Oh boy, it's a rough one. I remember being in music store and playing through really processed sound,
Right.
and I was like, oh wow, it felt a little easier to play,
Yeah,
actually,
exactly.
and I was like, oh my god, it was kind of, but it didn't sound like me,
Hmm.
it was weird. I mean, there's guys that play that sound and just know how to do it, and they're superb.
Right.
But I'm not into the overly processed sounds. It's just not me.
Yep. That means you're a good player, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know about
You
that,
know.
but it makes me fight to get. I like to sort of to fight the guitar to get the sound out of it, and I think your personality comes through a little bit better.
Exactly.
Quirks and all, which I
Yeah.
have.
Exactly. I don't think Richie Blackmore gets enough credit. I had Candace on, his wife,
Oh yeah.
on recently. I love her. She's so cool. But I told her, I says, Richie, he's an incredible acoustic player. He plays all
Mm,
this, the old style guitar from like the Renaissance period,
sure, sure.
in his new band. Plus, he plays the electric, and he's got
Right.
his own technique as far as electric. He's got his own sound.
Oh,
That's a
nobody
true
sounds like
player.
Blackmore. Yeah, I mean, nobody sounds like him. I always loved his attack,
Hmm.
his tone. Uh, he was brilliant, and I got to tour with him, and I was just in awe of him. And I never got to speak with him, which is kind of sad, because I was always intimidated. You always heard these stories about Richie, and he was just a strange guy, whatever. And I guess that myth just was just instilled with me. I would pass him while we were touring, and I never spoke to the guy. One time we were backstage in a hallway at a big concert hall, and I was walking down the hall, and I see that he's walking towards me, and I'm going, Sam, oh my God, it's Richie Blackmore. And we're about to pass, and he glances over with, there's something about his eyes. He just glanced over, and I just put my head down and walked past. I can't believe it.
That is so funny.
Yeah, you think, I'm honored to be playing with you, and I just panicked. I never really do that, but he just did that to me, you know. But I hear he's a great guy. A friend of mine interviewed him, and he said he's just a really nice guy, really, really great guy. I guess he has a reputation.
You know, all his friends, what I understand, are not musicians. You know, it's the mailman. It's you know, the guy that owns a store down the street. You know, it's just regular people, just everybody in his neighborhood. It's funny.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't want to deal with fellow guitar players.
Yeah. You know, I interviewed a lot of people, and it's so weird how you would think you guys would be friends with all kinds of rock stars and hang out, but it's not true. You know, even band members don't see each other for 10, 15 years, you know?
Yeah, that happens. Sure. Yeah. That's strange. But it's true. Yeah.
What about, you know, growing up in Brooklyn? You got to know some other New Yorkers that
Well, that was, I mean, that was very different back then. I mean, there was a whole circle of musicians.
Right.
Everyone I knew played. You know, there were so many people that played, and that's all you did. You either played sports or you played music back then. And that's pretty much, those were the two camps, you know. So everyone that I hung out with was in a band trying to do something, and everybody had a guitar or drums. It was just, it was interesting.
Do you know Bruce Kulick?
Yeah, I don't know him.
From Brooklyn, right? I think he's from Brooklyn as well, and a lot of New Yorkers. Carmine a piece, and of course all the guys from Kiss.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So you don't hang out with Gene?
Oh no, he hasn't invited me over. No. I'll tell you, when we were growing up, my friends of mine, Peter Chris, lived in Canarsie, and they would go over his house. This is, you know, very early Kiss, and I had friends that were friends with Peter Chris. Yeah.
Another guy, Marky Ramone, another.
Oh, the Ramones from Queens, Leslie West.
Leslie West, a lot of guys, man.
Yeah.
So, what do you think you would have been doing if you weren't a musician? What kind of job would you have?
I remember going to college. I went to college for just a touch under 2 years, and it was like, okay, I really didn't have a goal then. You know, I just went there because that's what you're supposed to do after high school. But at that point, I was really into music, you know, and I just said, you know, I just can't focus on it because I don't know what else I want to do. You know, it's like, I want to follow this path or whatever. The music just consumed me, and I just went that route.
It's amazing, the thousands and thousands of guys that wanted to be in a rock band in high school and make something out of it.
Sure.
And you did it. You know, that's amazing.
It's funny, you know.
Yeah.
It's funny that I'm still doing it. A lot of people gave it up, but I have lots of friends that still play, which is cool.
Yeah.
How about you?
You look great, man. How old are you, by the way?
Oh, I'm up there.
Are you?
Yeah.
You don't look it.
Yeah. Well, I try to keep fit.
Look,
and
40, 41, 42.
Yeah, I'm up there.
I'm 63.
Yeah, well, I'm right there.
You're right there too? Yeah.
I'm right there too.
Yeah.
I've been a runner all my life, and I've always kept fit and somewhat health conscious.
Good for you.
Somewhat.
How far do you run?
Oh, now I can't run anymore because.
Oh, you don't run anymore?
I've been running for 35 years. I destroyed my hip.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So things catch up to you, you know. So I bike a lot.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah, when you get older, you got to watch your knees, man. My knees are in bad shape. I played a lot of sports, played baseball, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I used to play sports as a kid, baseball. I thought my knees would go first, but no.
Yeah. My knees are slowly deteriorating. I work out every other day. I get on the bike and I do the
Mm.
rowing machine and things like that. But sometimes I got to wear a brace.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I try not to think about it. I just push myself and go until something happens and go, oh, and then I try to recover. Um, and then, I spring back pretty easily, luckily. Thank you.
That's good.
Knock on wood.
You look great, man. Is there anything you would have done differently in your music career?
Differently. Wow. Maybe would have been maybe a bit more vocal when I was in RIOT. Our as a band, it was Mark and I. We really were the leaders of the band, and they. I probably would have said more about breaking away from our management, and because I think it's, they helped us a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they didn't, but I think there was just like a lot of problems they caused for the band. I mean, we did during the 5 Down Under period. We actually felt as a band that we felt that now's the time we should break away from management and go somewhere else. And
Right.
never really, we couldn't get everybody on the same page. But I had big time managers actually told me this. You guys are going to be the next big thing, but you have to break away. I had a major manager tell me that. Yeah, but yeah, just some unfortunate things like that.
Yeah. Do you like management now? Do you like your current management?
Yeah, we're slowly getting it together.
Right.
We're a new label, Global Rock.
Yep.
And in fact, it just came out a month ago, so it's all new.
Yeah.
All this all new. There's some 3 cool videos out there, and we'll see where it takes us. So we're really excited about it.
Of course, PR is everything. I know you got John Lappin. He's awesome. I like John.
Yeah,
I've known John for a long time. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he is. We get along well.
Yeah.
He's very nice.
Yeah, he hooked me up recently with Rick Barry. Remember basketball Rick Barry?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Remember, he does a lot of area, not just music, right?
Yeah.
Comedians too, yeah.
Yeah, Rick was a friend of his. He says, "Yeah, you want to interview Rick Barry?" I said, "Yeah, of course, definitely." Yeah,
cool.
they destroyed my Washington Bullets many years ago, or straight. So, I'm originally from the D.C. area.
Okay.
Live in Florida now. Just a couple more questions for you. What 3 qualities make a good guitarist?
Wow. I guess passion for what you're playing makes a good guitarist. Wow. I guess probably that's the most important, being passionate and putting across emotion in your playing, and have good technique and tone. Everybody relates to different players. There's some guitar players where everybody just love. There's some players that are great, and some people say, yeah, he's great, but he doesn't do anything for me.
Right,
so
right.
it's really interesting. It's really personal. There's something about your feel, your touch, and the emotion that you put into it that hits everybody differently. I guess the same way like an artist, a painting will hit somebody.
Exactly. Huh. That's interesting. Here's a question I ask everybody. I get some very interesting answers. If you had a Field of Dreams wish, like the movie, to perform or collaborate with anyone from the past or present, who would that be? And you can name a couple of people if you want.
Wow. It's weird. I never, it's kind of, I never felt okay. I want to work with somebody on, because I always view my inspiration as like these figures that are just like so brilliant that I couldn't even fathom. Oh, I wanted to work with whatever, whether it's Richie Blackmore or or Robert Plant or somebody. I mean, it would be a blast. I never really thought about that. It's an interesting question. Who would I want to work with? Wow. I don't even know how I can answer that. I don't know who would I want to work with. I always had the best fun working with people I knew and friends, because it was just easy to communicate. And but who would I want to work with? I could imagine, being it probably wouldn't be a guitar player, because maybe it would be a drummer.
I can see you and Carmine. You and Carmine, or Vinny.
I used to like Carmine. I always liked Carmine. I liked Vinny. I like Ian Pace, John Bonham. They were my favorite drummers growing up. So I guess, okay, I guess you say that.
Yeah, power trio.
Yeah. I always liked power trios. That was always a blast. Yeah,
definitely. I got Robin Trower tells me James Brown. I tell him, I say, what about Jimi Hendrix? He says, no, I wouldn't even set foot on the stage with Jimi Hendrix.
Oh, really? He said that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Petula Clark, you remember her?
Yeah, sure.
You're not going to believe this one. She wants to work with Pink Floyd.
Really?
Isn't that interesting? I get some weird answers, man.
Wow. I guess I could have said I would have liked to work with Miles Davis.
That's cool. That's cool. Can you do some fusion, some little jazz fusion?
I actually play with some friends of mine where we touch on some stuff.
That's fun to do, isn't it? Because it's all
it's challenging. Yeah, it's different. Yeah,
definitely. Very cool.
I mean, there's some great, great fusion bands like from Mahavishnu, Return to Forever. I mean, there's some just great stuff. I always liked the Jeff Beck stuff, being a guitar player, I always liked Jeff Beck. So I always loved what he did.
Me too. Yeah. And Tommy Bolin, another great guitar player.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, he was in Purple at the very end.
Yep. Yeah, I just had the drummer Jimmy Fox from the James Gang on. We were talking because he was in the James Gang as well. Tommy Bolin.
Yeah, I mean, it's not James. He was a great guitar player, Joe Walsh.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're one of the greatest, man. You're up there. I think you're incredible. I really do, and I love the album. So, what's next for Rick Ventura? What do we got?
Well, the touring's next.
Okay.
We're gonna probably start working on a new album soon.
Really?
So I have more material, and we're all excited about doing more material. So
awesome.
There's no question about it. Yeah, we're gonna just throw stuff out there, and we're gonna venture out of the pocket, probably.
So this is the band, right? Name the guys in the band for me.
There's Don Chafin on vocals.
Yep.
Paul Ranieri on bass, and Claudio Galinsky on drums.
Now, does Don play with another band as well, or was he?
Well, he was in the band. He had his own project going on.
Right.
But I put a stop to that.
You got to lock him down, man.
Yeah, he's stuck with us now.
Make him sign a 20-year deal or something.
And he plays guitar. He plays guitar, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when we do some of the old ride stuff, he'll be joining me.
I think all good things are going to happen for you, man.
Thank you.
The band looks good, sounds great. You do this American tour, and you're going to be great. You guys are going to be incredible, man. I really mean that.
Yeah, I can't wait. So people can go check us out at riotactband.com for all the tour dates and latest shenanigans.
I want to say very special thanks to John Lappin of Lappin Enterprises for arranging this interview with Rick Ventura. You can purchase Closer to the Flame by Riot Act. It's available now also on Amazon.com. You can go on your website as well, www.riotactband.com. You're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I think that's it. I think we're good. Looking forward to all great things, man. I really appreciate you being on the show today.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me, and hopefully we'll be playing near you.
Definitely. I'm close to the Tampa area, so if you play Tampa,
cool.
I'll be there, or Orlando.
All right.
Yeah, I'm like an hour and 20 minutes from Orlando, so
okay.
I can do that as well.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Ray. It's been a pleasure.
Me too. Take care.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.